Welcome to this new video where we are once again going to talk about KeyPath. Now I'm super excited to make this video because I really enjoy the trick that I'm about to show you. But before I show it, I need some context, so I'm going to paste in some code. So as you can see, I've pasted a very simple struct, just a person, and I'm only storing an age. And then I have an array of people in order to have some data that we're going to manipulate. So using this data, in Swift we can do something like querying the data. So for instance, we can do a filter, and in the filter we can say, well, we only want to keep the element whose age is greater than 18. So this is basic Swift, nothing new here. But if you remember, in a previous episode we've seen that KeyPath are kind of equivalent to a getter closure. So now the question that I want to ask is it possible to have some syntax that uses KeyPath and that is equivalent to this kind of closure that basically encapsulate a logical expression, which is whether or not the age is greater than 18. So here is the kind of syntax that I would like to have. I would like to be able to take my array, call filter on it, and as the argument of the function filter, I would pass an expression where I would say that I want the property referenced by this KeyPath to be greater than 18. And what would be super nice is that we would keep all the type safety that we have with this closure with the added extra benefit of readability that the KeyPath would provide us. So how could we go about implementing this? Well, first we can start by observing that a function like filter, it takes in a kind of closure that is called a predicate. So what's a predicate? So it's a word that's used in logic to describe an expression that evaluates to a boolean and that contains a variable. So if we want to introduce this concept of a predicate in Swift, we can use something like a type alias. We can make a type alias called predicate. It will be generic. It will have a generic argument that we call element in order to stay consistent with the generic argument of a sequence. And for the actual type, well, we're going to take as an argument an element. And as I was saying, this is going to evaluate to a boolean. So we have our predicate type. So now what we need to do is that we need to have this expression somehow be equivalent to a predicate over an element. And the way to do it is to observe that what we could call the top level element in this expression is here, it's this operator. So if we want to turn this expression into a predicate, we need to override this operator. So let's do it. So to override an operator in Swift, we just need to implement a function with a special name, which is the character used for the operator. So here my operator is going to be a generic operator. Is going to have two generic arguments. So the first generic argument is going to be the element of the sequence, and the second one is going to be the property that we want to use in our comparison. And since we're going to use it in a comparison, well, we're going to say that it must also conform to comparable. Then we can write the argument list for this operator. So the left-hand side, we said it's going to be a KeyPath, so it's a KeyPath. The root is going to be an element, and the value is going to be the property. And then we have the right-hand side of the operator, and this one is going to be a constant of type property. And finally, we have the return value of the operator, and this is where the tricks come into play, is that usually comparison operator, we use them in context where they return a boolean, but there is actually nothing in Swift that forces us to return a boolean when we overload an operator, a comparison operator. Okay, so we've written the signature of this overloaded operator, which is already a big first step. Now we need to implement the operator itself. So to do it, let's follow the signature. So we need to return a function that takes in an element. So let's do it. You can see that I'm returning a closure that takes an element as its argument. And now we must implement this closure, this predicate. Well, the way to implement it is actually pretty straightforward. So we take the element we are given as an argument. Using the KeyPath that's passed to the operator, we retrieve the value for the property. And then, using the comparison operator for property, because remember, property conforms to comparable, we are able to compare the result of invoking the KeyPath on the element to the right-hand side, which is the constant. And that's it, we are done. Now I just need to take my syntax over here. I need to write it after the operator in order for it to work. And now I'm going to run my code. And as you can see, if I display the result on the playground, indeed, my syntax has worked as expected, meaning that filter has indeed only kept the values for which the age is over 18. So that's the trick I wanted to share with you, the fact that by overloading some specific operators, we can enable this kind of very nice syntax in which we are able to basically provide a predicate system that is type safe, that works with KeyPath, all of this just by overloading a few operators. Because of course here I've only overloaded this operator, but if we wanted to cover all the possible use cases, we would need to overload all the comparison operator, the equality operator, the not operator, etc. So if you're interested in trying this in your code, I've put a link in the description. So it's a link to a framework I made 3 years ago. It's called KeePassKit, and it implements all the overload that you need if you want to use this approach in a project and to cover all the possible use cases. And also, if you're interested in learning more about how we can overload operators in Swift, well, I've made a video with Antoine van der Lee a few months ago on this topic, and the link is going to display somewhere above the screen, and you can go check it out if you're interested. So that's all for this new video about KeePath. I hope you enjoyed this trick as much as I do. Don't forget that we are on YouTube, so you can like, comment, share and subscribe to the channel. All these things are possible. Thank you for watching and see you next time.